Hey guys, what's up? It's Opposing Forces, episode 5, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Bluswept, and he's that way though. That's our replacement for tonight. That since Pea's working tonight, Kevin's gonna help us.
What's up? I'm here to help out, kind of a substitute.
And we're hoping that you can join us in the future too. Get a bigger panel going.
I'll help you out. So let me get myself comfortable. Gonna put the chair back. Now I'm set.
And we're starting it out with a really big news this week. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I have been following this story all week, and it keeps getting more and more and more exciting. Now, for those of you who played Modern Warfare will be excited. It is being developed by Infinity Ward, the makers of, Modern Warfare 1 through 3. Now, we're not sure if it's going to keep following the futuristic concept that's been going on for a few years now. With Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 have taken on this kind of futuristic gameplay, and even Black Ops 2. So I don't know if it's going to go back to Modern Warfare, or it's going to be a futuristic. Now, none of this stuff is confirmed yet, but the name has been Infinite Warfare. So it sounds like it might be a continuation of the Modern Warfare series, but I'm not too sure, because look at the Black Ops series wasn't a complete continuation of each other.
I could really do with that. Like, me personally, I'm starting to get a little tired of it going more and more into the future. And if they brought it back into, like, the past of, like, Modern Warfare and, like, the realistic time frame, I would be more than happy.
Well, I don't know if you know Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon.
Yep.
Okay, so they took on the futuristic sort of game, and then they dropped it, and they got a lot more people playing it when they dropped it than when they had the futuristic Future Soldier game. Now, this story has been evolving, so there's more news. This is probably going to be the one thing that we do talk about the most tonight. So there was, in Black Ops 3, and I noticed this too, they added recently in the Nuketown map, Nuketown 3 for Black Ops 3. Yeah. You know where after every single Nuketown that has the iconic nuclear bomb explosion. So in the new Nuketown 3, it explodes like a weird nuke. And there's never been a ship there before. But suddenly there's a spaceship there. And it's big and obvious. Like, I'll show it to you later, Kevin. It's a massive spaceship sitting right in the middle of the explosion.
Yeah. In
the sky. And people are theorizing like that's some type of announcement that it's going to be futuristic, but I'm not entirely too sure about that.
What do you mean, like, futuristic, and now we're talking spaceship? Are you talking, like
science fiction?
Now going to be, like, multiplayer? Because that would be crazy.
It's like a science fiction spaceship. Like Battlestar or Star Wars type ship.
Call of Duty meets Battlestar Galactica.
We're talking like the mothership from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 looking ship. And also somewhat of a confirmation too. There's also been talk of like it taking place in space. It has been mentioned before. Infinity Ward changed their cover photo to like astronauts in space.
Yeah.
So like I'm interested to see, but they looked like modern astronauts. They didn't look like futuristic ones.
So like modern day astronauts?
Yeah. So I'm not too sure because that spaceship looked futuristic. But the astronauts look modern.
That one mission in space. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun because, like, I can't remember the last time that, like, someone else tried that. But when I first played it, I was, like, blown away. I was having so much fun. I was, like, diving in space. I was like, pew, pew, pew. I had such a great time with that one.
Also,
and if they did that again, I'd actually be pretty satisfied with it.
Also, on Twitter, Infinity Ward, someone actually didn't even tweet at Infinity Ward. They just casually put as their tweet, I would literally poop my pants if a remaster of the original Modern Warfare was included. Because it was leaked, so people were like, I would literally die for this to happen, because it's been requested by fans for eternity.
I was just talking to someone about this. We were playing, we just pulled out the Xbox 360 and we started playing Modern Warfare 3, and then we started talking about like all the past Call of Duties. Like, I started with the big red one and moving all the way up. And if they remastered even just Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, we dropped what we did and just looked at each other and we're just like, My God, that would be the best thing ever.
Now,
I get it.
There was a bit of a confirmation, and there's a bit of a confusion around it. On Amazon, there was a post on Amazon made by Activision Classic, was the name of the company that posted this. The big red one, yeah. They posted this.
Great game.
There's no image. It just said Modern Warfare Trilogy Remastered. And there's so much speculation around it right now. The biggest speculation is it's going to be included with Infinite Warfare. Because there was some type of poster that Target put out or something that said Call of Duty Infinite Warfare November 4th, 2016. There's two editions. There's the standard edition, which just includes the Infinite Warfare game, and then there's the Legacy edition, which is rumored to cost like $119 in the UK and like $99 here. That includes Modern Warfare Remastered with 10 multiplayer maps included with it.
Now, do you think that if they remastered it, do you think that they would add new maps to it progressively, or?
I think they're just gonna I think they're just gonna release the old ones consistently, maybe. Or they could just stay at that 10 map, which I wonder if those 10 maps are expansion maps.
Who knows?
Who knows? So, but there's also speculation that they're going to be released separately as well as the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered Trilogy, which was posted on Amazon. Yeah, which was posted on Amazon for sale, but there was no price posted, and there was no the price wasn't posted, and there was no like thumbnail picture. But the title was there, and it was posted by Activision Classics, but then it was taken down, so it's like not. But people took screenshots of this stuff.
Well, I would too. I'd give my kidney for that.
I mean,
take it.
Take it.
Please take it.
I'm like really hoping somehow, some way, they remastered, because I'm tired of the new games. I want to go back to Modern Warfare 2, to be honest.
I'm tired of how overcomplicated everything's getting. How it's like, oh, now you can like jump off and like climb up the walls. Like, no, I just want to be like, I just want to run around with my friends and just mindlessly play Call of Duty, not all this Jimbo electroskeleton ninja stuff. I just want to play Call of Duty.
Same.
I miss Ghost. I just miss Ghost and how awesome he was and how no one knew what his face was. Well, that was the best thing ever.
Yeah, and people thought Call of Duty Ghost was his like backstory.
Yeah.
That was
cool.
That was interesting.
That would have been cool, but I like to keep Ghost as like a ghost. Like, I don't know his backstory.
Yeah, he should be secret with a name like that.
Yeah.
Moving on though, to Borderlands.
Yes.
Did you get you got the chance to play Borderlands, right?
Yes, I loved it.
I played Borderlands 2 and the not the pre-sequel, but the episodes, whatever the Telltale one was called. Tales from Borderlands.
My game.
So the CEO at Gearbox said it's no secret there's gonna be another Borderlands.
Yeah.
He confirmed that there's gonna be another Borderlands.
Obviously.
But he also commented that he doesn't think that they're gonna name it Borderlands 3. He said, for all we know, it could be named Borderlands 4.
For that, I have so much respect for him.
We don't know. Here's the exact quote. We don't know if we're going to call it that, meaning Borderlands 3. We could call it Borderlands 4. Because, the series is like that.
Yeah, that's why I love it. It's like, we could do Borderlands 3, or we could do the real Borderlands thing and just do this. Why? Just 'cause.
And see, there's talk that the characters from the pre-sequel, I think, or is it the episode's Scooter?
Yeah.
The mechanic Scooter. His son would be the main characters of like the So there's a lot of concept art. I'm very happy to announce that I am officially one of the main concept character artists for Sergi Brosa. Newman does the voice for Scooter, and his son is named Scooper.
Classic.
And his pitch has changed, so it sounds like a chipmunk, and was the funniest thing I'd ever heard.
So like Alvin the Chipmunks now in Borderlands.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rock on.
Now I wonder how they're going to do this, because as I mentioned in previous week, they're coming out with a game called Battleborn. So how are they going to manage Battleborn? Because, after you release a game, you also got to release patches for it. And especially for MOBAs, you got to keep balancing the characters so they don't get too powerful. The new meta, they call it. You don't want there to be a new meta, a character that everyone wants to use because it's the most powerful. So they're going to have to tune that game to where it's not like that. But they're also going to be producing Borderlands.
Yeah. It is a big project, like you're saying. It is. Who's doing all of this? Who's in charge? Because I'm fuzzy on the details.
The CEO is in charge of the company, if that's what you're asking. Randy Pitchford. Huh?
Which company is, like, doing...
Gearbox.
Gearbox, okay.
Yeah. So, I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but I'm waiting for more news on this. It just, like, every other week, like, there's a new quote that comes out for the company. I'm happy that there's going to be another Borderlands. I don't really care about the details.
Yeah, they could release a game called, like, I don't know, Borderlands Fart, and I would get that, like,
I know, I don't really care about the name too much, but Borderlands 4, it goes along with the heart of the game, the feel.
That's what Borderlands is all about.
Yeah. No.
That's true Borderlands.
Rainbow Six Siege. Dustline. DLC number 2 out of 4. There's going to be 4 DLCs this year, 1 per season change. So now that we're going into summer, we've got a new DLC coming out. Once we go into fall, we'll get a new DLC out. Now, they have already announced the stuff that's coming out with, like, the new characters. Like, for Operation Black Ice, you had Buck and you had Frost as the 2. Now the ones for this one are called Valkyrie and Blackbeard. And Dustline looks like it's going to be a sand, like, themed expansion. So there's probably going to be, like, maybe an Iraqi or Afghanistan, like, middle of the desert map.
Back to that map in MW2 where everyone's sniped.
Oh, yes. That was such a good map. Everyone went up to the top of the oil rig and started sniping.
Yeah. And then the one person just jump off, like, 720 no-scope, and then everyone just lose their mind. Wah!
And this one's Navy SEALs. So last one was the Joint Task Force in Canada. This one's Navy SEALs. It being an anti-terrorist game, I wonder if they're somehow going to include radicals, Islamic radicals, somehow.
Into, like, future DLCs? Or just,
no,
like,
into this one, the Dustline.
Oh, as in, like, the enemies?
Yeah.
I think that'd be... Actually, I could definitely see that. I wouldn't even...
But, I mean, with Rainbow Six, the terrorists have always been faceless, raceless, which is how it should be, because you don't want to offend any certain race.
I know.
So they're probably going to keep with that.
Like,
but I'm thinking,
if
like...
they take the setting to, like you said, like Afghanistan or something,
yeah,
then
it's going to be applied.
Yeah, it would definitely be applied. Implied, I'm sorry.
Implied, yeah. Well, they've also announced the specials for both of the characters. Valkyrie has these sticky cameras that she can stick anywhere instead of having to use the default cameras that are in the ship and stuff. You can stick these cameras anywhere. And it sounds like she's more of a defender, so, like, you could be defending, like, well, I want a camera right here to make sure no one comes into this door and this wall. So that would be a tactical advantage. Because, you know, like, the attackers have the little drones that they send in. That's not really fair, because you can go anywhere with those. Yeah. Valkyrie's going to add a whole new angle to the game.
Yeah. It'll give the defenders definitely more of a chance to, like, get ready and prepare. Like, especially, like, oh, they're coming around, like, the garage, and everyone can... Yeah. Or, like, some can just get ready on that.
And Blackbeard's the attacker. His is more simple. His special, he's got a riot shield with a rifle, instead of having to have a pistol.
Wait, you mean like both at the same time?
Yes.
Yes.
That's his special. Is a rifle and a shield.
With a name like Blackbeard, I wouldn't be surprised if he had like a musket or like a cannonball.
They also released character art. Valkyrie's blonde with tattoos all up her arms.
Gnarly.
And she's got like face paint, like, you can't see me, but it's like on my cheeks. She's got face paint on her cheeks, like a football player. And then Blackbeard looks like kind of like a biker almost. He's got like a thick black beard and sunglasses.
It sounds like Blackbeard's more my kind of guy.
He kind of looks like a modern day Blackbeard, to be honest. Like a modern day
Like
Blackbeard, if
pirate?
Blackbeard was a motorcycle biker.
This sounds like my spirit animal you're talking about. A pirate, a biker, and the Navy SEALs. It's too good to be
I
true.
know, these kind of actually
And
look really cool. So yeah, that's coming out May 9th for Season Pass holders, and I expect it'll come out a week or two later for everybody else. Season Pass holders get it a week early. So whatever the following week after that is, everybody else will get it for free. I have the Season Pass, so I'll get it on May 9th.
I gotta pay for it individually.
What?
Yeah, I don't have the season pass.
No. The DLCs are free to everyone.
Never mind.
The season pass. The season pass just lets you have it a week early.
Oh, that's all it does?
No, well, it also unlocks them for you. You don't have to pay for them.
Oh, okay.
But they're like the ones for Black Ice cost 20,000 each.
Which is bananas.
Yeah, so the season pass just automatically unlocks them. It makes them easier to just, and then you can also pay some insane amount of R6 credits for the characters.
Okay, I can see that. That's
Yeah, so the season pass does have its benefits aside from getting them a week early. Which is why I bought it. I bought the gold edition though. So you've played Dark Souls, right?
I've seen it.
I haven't personally played it, but there's gonna be no more Dark Souls games after this one. After this one that just came out like less than a month ago.
There's been 3, right?
3, and then Bloodborne, which is kind of like a spin-off. Kind of, it's like it keeps the same feel as Dark Souls, but I don't think it takes place in the same world. It's
now,
more
is
of
Dark Souls like a linear game? Like Dark Souls 1 to 3, it all kind of continues the same story?
I don't know about that because I personally have not played Dark Souls. It's not my type of game. But they're talking about they're coming up with a new concept that's similar to Dark Souls. Kind of like how Dark Souls is to Bloodborne. Like, they're coming up with a new concept that's going to keep the same feel, but not...
Like Dark Underground stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. They seem to have a knack for that, because whenever I walk into my friend playing it, it's a very involved, very well-designed story, and...
Yeah.
Well, okay. Oh, incredible.
Actually, though, there is a comment that he did say he's going to try something new, so it might be like Dark Souls and it might not be. Now, IP is actually that type of game. Dark Souls is an IP. He says he wants to try making new things, so he might actually deviate from Dark Souls and Bloodborne playstyle. But it's still going to be an IP, so it's still going to be an RPG, single player. Okay. So... Dark Souls 3 is going to be the last game in that series.
How long has it been going on for?
What, Dark Souls 3? Or the entire genre?
Like the Dark Souls project. 3.
Late 2000s, I think.
Then
it was after the 360 came out, so it had to be after 2005. I'm thinking like 2008 maybe.
Then I think it's understandable for the company to move in a different direction, as in like to bring out different games and to just keep on pumping out the same title.
And see, it gets boring after a while, to be honest.
Yeah, like Call of Duty. Sorry.
They can't really do much with that game. I think this is why they've tried the future thing, is because they can't really do much. Like, unless they have some really talented writers, they can't. It's still gonna be shooting guns at people.
Yeah.
Like you can't really change that.
I think it's better for them to end on like a positive note of Dark Souls 3 than to keep projecting more and then run the possibility of like it gradually declining.
Moving on, have you played Destiny, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Loved it.
Have you played The Taken King?
The what?
The Taken King, the 3rd DLC that came out in September of last year?
I never got to play any DLC.
Okay, so you just play the base game. Alright, so normally what happens is, on the set release schedule, they release a DLC. So, the game released September of 2014. First DLC released December. The second DLC released in May. The third DLC, which is kind of as big as a sequel, so it might as well be because it cost twice as much as the other DLCs. And it had more content than the DLC 1 and 2 and the first game combined. It had a new raid. It had a whole new storyline that took me like a week to finish.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was, and then even then they're still adding these free updates to it. Like they just yeah, they just released a new level cap, so it's like 15 levels higher than it was before. Back in April, so now we're all pushing. We had to, because they changed it. I don't know if you know this. They changed it to where once you hit level, you know how it used to be you hit level 20 and then you had light levels after that.
Yeah.
So those light levels increased your light up to like 34, right?
Yeah.
They've changed it now to where that doesn't really exist. That's your level now. You hit 40, level 40. But your armor doesn't change that. You're always going to be level 40.
Okay.
What your armor does change, the light is like the average. You add all armor pieces together and divide it by how many armor pieces and weapons.
Okay.
So like, you remember the damages on the old ones where it was like 200? Yeah, they added those, but there's that now affects your light level. So instead of your light level being like 34, it's now like 200, 300 something. Yeah, they changed. They overhauled the original light level system.
Okay.
So it's been since September. We haven't got any other expansion, any other. I mean, we've got these updates every now and then. Like we had the Sparrow Racing League in December, where it was like Mario Kart with sparrows.
Mario Kart with sparrows?
Yeah, and then we've had like the October event where they celebrated Halloween with like they lit up the tower, and they've added microtransactions in the game, which I can't wrap my head around, but I can't say anything because I spent $100 on silver the other day. No, it was on my birthday. I spent like $100 on silver so I could get the new Taken gear. So they also added a new enemy called Taken back in September, where that was like, it was the old enemies, but they had new abilities and they looked different.
Okay. Were they tougher?
Yeah. Yeah, like the Scions can split in half now.
That will be the end of me.
And they can split up to 16 times. No kidding. One Scion splits into two Scions split into four Scions split. Yeah, it keeps going.
It sounds like the Blob from Minecraft, but
pretty much
can like deal damage.
No, but instead of getting smaller, they stay the same size.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
Yeah, it gets tough real quick. No, they stay the same size and they don't get less powerful. So you have to kill you have to kill the origin one before it splits in half.
Yeah.
Or else you've got a lot of ones to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, it's been silent about any expansion. I mean, we had the April 12th update, which was this huge update that raised the light level cap by 15 from 320 to 335, and it added new gear. They made Prison of Elders, which came out during the House of Wolves. They made that relevant again, so they're starting to make the old raids relevant again, because they kind of just like said, "Screw you," and your armor that you got in year one, it doesn't work anymore, and it won't work ever again. So you literally just wasted a whole year getting stuff, and it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So now they've brought back Prison of Elders. I think probably Crotazen's gonna be next, and Vault of Glass is gonna be last. But there's a rumored expansion for September, and that would be the first thing that we've had a major release in a year.
Okay.
So there's
how major?
I'm talking like as big as Crotazen or probably House of Wolves type of expansion.
Really?
Yeah. Dark Blow is what it's called. It's been suggested that it's on the way September 20th.
Okay.
But they keep denying it. They keep denying that it's going to come out. They have announced that there's an expansion coming out later this year, but they can't confirm a date for us. Now.
So it's kind of still up in the air?
Yeah. And they said a Destiny sequel is coming in January of next year. 2017. Now, as for the Destiny sequel, you saw the fan art, right? I sent you the fan art.
Yes, it was really cool. I liked it.
I'm notorious for spending a lot of time on the Bungie forums. They have a forum where it's called Feedback, where you give ideas for them to implement in future releases or updates. Ever since the release of the game, people have been wanting their own apartment.
Yes.
Do you remember the area across from the speaker? That big giant door?
Yeah.
everybody thought that that was going to be apartments because if you look behind it, like if you step back a little bit and look above it, you can see apartments sticking out from behind it. So why is that not a thing?
I've always wanted that.
Well, the way we understand it is that it was probably there in the first place. They just took it out when Activision made them cut out a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that fan art actually caught Bungie's attention. So I'm wondering if that's going to actually be a thing now.
If this might be like the thing that makes them think like, oh,
they might actually hire him.
Really?
What I'm saying this because there's actual proof that this might happen. They've actually hired someone in the past after they wrote like fan fiction or whatever for them. They're notorious for writing. They're notorious for hiring people that like do a good job. He
That's
described
awesome.
it as a spaceship interior.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
So, but it looks more like a. Let's be fair, it looks more like a apartment.
Yeah. Spaceship looks more like a nice pad.
Yeah.
I would travel in that any day. That would be a breeze. We gotta go across the galaxy? Well, let me just go back to my recliner couch. Get comfy.
Yeah, the guy that worked on Skyrim's Felxar mod for PC, Bungie actually hired him to work on Destiny. So it's a big possibility that that could happen.
Okay.
And moving on, Overwatch. I've been having my eye on this game for a while. Now, the beta is coming up here next week. So, for those of you with PCs, PS4s, Xbox Ones, give the free beta a shot. Free open beta. Now, I expect that preloading the beta will take place a couple of days earlier, but you can't actually go in there and play it until the day the beta starts, which is, I believe, May 3rd. I can double check that here in a second. May 5th. Okay, so May 5th is when the beta starts. And it'll go probably for like a week or so, and then we'll cut it off and then release the game. Not 2 weeks later. Now, the closed beta just ended, though. So, I don't have too much news on it because it is getting really, really close to release date, and I haven't heard too much of anything more about Overwatch. But they did say this. They did borrow the aim assist feature from Call of Duty.
From which Call of Duty?
It's just a general Call of Duty. Black Ops 3.
Aim assist?
Yeah, they borrowed the gunplay, how the gunplay feels. Borrowed from...
Oh, okay, okay.
They borrowed it from Black Ops 3.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's pretty good. Wait, so is it a first person?
yes,
or...
it's a first-person MOBA game. So, it's going to be like Call of Duty meets League of Legends or Dota or... it's going to be like Paragon, but first-person.
Is there an idea of how many characters there are?
A ton. In the realm of probably 30.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of characters.
Like that, where it's only like, I don't know, 7 characters.
No, yeah, Battleborn only has like 20 characters or whatever, but no, Overwatch has like 30 something. And it releases May 24th on the PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, so I'm going to give it a shot. You'll find me probably playing it all that time. Open beta starts May 5th. I'm probably going to pre-order the game if I like the beta, which is why they started doing open betas. I don't know if you know this like before. Have you noticed it where they haven't really been doing open betas until recently, the past couple years? It gets the game's name out there more, and it allows them to stress test a game. Stress test just means like they're, for multiplayer games especially, if the servers can handle that many people.
Yeah.
Poor Battleborn. When the Battleborn open beta came around, they didn't have enough servers open to accommodate that many people, so the match time was like an hour to find a match. I know, it was like ridiculous crazy. I sat there for at least 30 minutes waiting for a match and before I gave up.
That is.
And so that happened on the first day. They had it fixed by the night of the first day. They had open way more. They didn't expect that many people to play the beta. But there was a lot of interest. Battleborn and Overwatch are both rivals, by the way.
Okay.
They are both first person. They're the exact same game, except one's made by Gearbox, who made Borderlands, and the other one's made by Blizzard, who made, as you know, like World of Warcraft and These big giant titles. But
so do you think that now Overwatch is kind of winning over Battleborn?
Kind of. Just it has more characters. It has a story behind it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No. Battleborn has a story, but it's kind of lacking. It's like the Borderlands story. It's kind of lacking. It's more shoot than story.
Not wrong with shooting.
Well, I like the characters though in Battleborn because they're sarcastic and they're witty, but Overwatch, it's got more, better graphics. It's got a heroic storyline. Like, these are heroes that are like retired almost.
Okay.
And they're coming out of retirement. Now, that's all we have for today, but this is the thing we do every month. At the last Saturday of every month, we announce the titles that are coming up for the next month that are going to be released, and DLCs releasing next month. Now, this was a really long list for May. I cut it down to the major titles. So if you hear a game that you know is coming out in May, then I probably didn't cover it because it was a small title. I wanted to cover the big titles, and a lot of these I'm actually excited for. So, first up on the list, obviously, we have Battleborn, which doesn't have an exact release date. It just says May. So, sometime during May. Uncharted 4. May 10th. That is not even like 2 weeks away. Doom, May 13th. So, Battleborn is for PC, PS4, Xbox One. Uncharted 4 is just for PS4 exclusive. Doom is for PC, PS4, Xbox One on May 13th. Homefront: The Revolution. I cannot wait for that game because it's going to be a multiplayer online.
Seems pretty intense. I actually like the way that looks.
So that one's coming for PC, Xbox One, PS4, May 17th. Overwatch, PC, PS4, Xbox One, May 24th. And did you ever play Dead Island?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, the Dead Island Definitive Collection of all the Dead Islands. Dead Island 1? I don't think they've done 2 yet, but they did a couple of other titles. The Dead Island Definitive Collection is coming PC, PS4, Xbox One, May 31st. And then Fallout 4 Far Harbor DLC has not got an exact release date yet, but it just says May. Now, I do want to comment on that last one. If it's anything to say, like, the one in March came out around the 15th, I think. It was like almost the middle of the month. The one in April came out April 12th, which is almost the middle of the month. So if we're following the same guidelines here, I think the one in May is going to come out between May 12th or May 20th, somewhere between there. And they like their Tuesday release schedule, so it's going to be on a Tuesday. Let me take a quick look, because
I gotta think Tuesday.
Whatever the Tuesday around the 12th is, so it looks like it's probably going to release the 10th or the 17th. I'm going to put my bets on the 17th. May 17th.
Alright.
Because I don't know why, but a lot of games seem to be following Destiny. Destiny likes their Tuesday releases. The weekly resets on Tuesday, their DLC releases are on Tuesday. They reset the servers every Tuesday.
Mark it on your calendars. Oh, Tuesday.
So either May 10th or May 17th. And I'm going to put my bets on 17th. Because it's a nice number. It's a nice number. So that's all for this week, unless anyone else in the chat has anything else to say. I'm going to give it about 5 seconds. Nope, nothing. Alright. I will see you guys next week with more content, and hopefully have both P and Kevin on at the same time. Because I would like to see the two of them bicker.
You were going to bicker?
Well, okay, so the whole point of opposing forces is we all have different viewpoints. And each of those viewpoints is covered. My viewpoint, your viewpoint, her viewpoint, it's all going to be different. Yes, they share similarities. No, they're not all the same. So the more viewpoints you have in the show, the more interesting the show gets. As we had with episode 2 when we had Richard on, that was really interesting. Because Richard's an Xbox player. I'm a PC and PS4 player. P is a PS4 player and a 3DS player.
PS4.
Yeah. So we've got some interesting viewpoints. But that's all for this week, guys. If you have anything else, I've opened up the channel feed on Twitch, and you can drop a comment in this video. I'm going to be posting this video on YouTube as a recording for those of you who could not catch it live, as every week. If you have any comments, tweet them at me. Put them on Facebook, on my Facebook page, Bluswept, at Bluswept on Twitter. Anywhere you can contact me at. But I hope you guys had fun this week. Sorry we didn't have even more. That was a lot of content this week, though. But drop a like, drop a follow, subscribe. See you next week.